Yo, it's your boy Marcus Morcini back from the video. Today we're going to be talking about how to easily hit Legendary in COD Mobile multiplayer, and we'll glaze over BR, but I've made a lot of videos on that already. So with multiplayer, I have a very simple strategy for those of you guys who are looking to do this and kind of not only avoid dealing with like how bad the meta is in a lot of ways, but kind of use it yourself to your advantage and maybe enjoy the ranked experience a little more. So not everybody can do this because that kind of would change. Like if everybody followed this strategy, then it wouldn't be the strategy. So, you know, the top 5K players, the people who always end up with over 10,000 ranked points, you know, this doesn't really apply to them. This strategy is more so for people who don't play the game as much in terms of ranked, and people who maybe want to enjoy ranked when they do play it, if you don't play a lot, or people who just don't play much but are still really good at the game. They get sick of it, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm kind of getting at with this strategy. So what I suggest, and I'm going to explain it in as good of a detail as I can. So you're going to basically rank resets, right? So rank reset season, let's say that's not next season, but the season after that, right? That's the next rank reset. So you don't start grinding ranked until this upcoming update, when we're halfway through the ranked season, right? So a ranked season is 2 months long, right? And there's one big update for a new season in between a ranked season, right? So ranked is 2 months long. The normal season is 1 month long. So at the 1 month mark, what you're going to do is the new update will drop and you grind your new gun, whatever the new gun is, Ram 7, to get it gold, get it diamond, and then you hop into ranked and you'll be at Master 1 because you haven't been playing all season. And what you'll find is that you will play against some of the worst people you've ever seen in your life, right? And you don't even have to be good. You could be mid. If you said you were mid at COD Mobile, right, you would hop in there with people who are also equally mid, if not worse, right? Because like your elo and how they do skill-based matchmaking, elo-based matchmaking, things like that, you're not playing ranked at all. Therefore, you're about to get in here with people that are absolutely terrible or don't play ranked or some sort of mixture of the two. Every once in a while, you'll probably find people that do play ranked, but they just haven't played in many seasons or they're on a burner account. So you'll be in here in alien lobbies. That's how I call this. People who are just, they have no idea what's going on, right? They're running, I don't know, HG40 with a 3x scope. They got a dang 8x scope on their whatever, AK-117. Like, you're just looking at mythics with red dots. It's just stupid, right? They're just doing stupid stuff. So that's the kind of lobbies you'll be in. You can just go in there with the class setups that I'm going to show you, mainly the one I'm using in this game, and just dominate these guys, and your grind will be much easier. Now, you don't have to abuse the meta, but if you're going to wait, you might as well, because when you get to these lobbies, I've found that you end up being the only person really abusing the meta, right? So you don't have to do it to beat these guys, but if you do abuse the meta, I mean, you're liable to drop a nuke. You're going to just absolutely fry these kids, because I find that a lot of these players don't use the meta. They just kind of use whatever they feel like and try to enjoy the game. So whereas like you get the top 5K ranked, you just use the meta because you're not really playing the game for joy. You're playing it for like a more competitive experience to figure out who's better, me or you. You know what I mean? So everybody's kind of using the meta because it's ranked. It's supposed to be sweaty. That's how it is. Another thing that I want to add in here, and I'll cover again towards the end of this video in a little more detail, is what modes you play. So as you see here, if you want to hit ranked easy, you want to play easier players. And where are all the easy players to destroy? Essentially, they're in Frontline and TDM. Frontline and TDM at the end of the season is like a wasteland. Like, it's, I don't even know what creatures are in these lobbies. Like, people who don't have thumbs are playing. They're just playing with one index finger on their phone, right? So playing in these two specific modes, these are the modes where genuinely you're going to find the worst players, right? Because a lot of sweaty players, they don't really want to play this. This is just getting kills. It turns out to be really campy. right? And it can be campy because the whole objective of this game mode is getting kills. So shocker if the most efficient way to get kills is to camp. That's just how that works, right? But it's ranked, so it's not really camping. You know what I mean? Just a strategy, right? His strategy is to camp. Your strategy is to run at him. Who's going to win? Using the USS 9, you're probably going to win. So just letting you know. That being said, I kind of covered that as well. So we're kind of getting to this class setup. If you are, if you've played this game in 2025, you already know what gun it is. This gun's been the meta all year long. I don't see it changing anytime soon. So just keep using this gun. You've probably used it before. And if you're waiting and you just want to, get into this and kind of get it done and get it over with and hit it easily, use the USS 9. It's the basic class setup, right? Monolithic suppressor, carbine pro, no stock, rubberized grip tape, and the 32 round mags. They might nerf no stock. I gotta be honest, it's probably going to be the smallest possible nerf that won't have any effect. So odds are you can still use it. That being said, even if it did have a big effect, this gun's got no recoil. There's nothing that you can really do to change that without massively nerfing the gun. So it'll still be easy to use. It'll still have A3 tap kill range. It'll still be viable for who knows how long. And then I suggest the LCAR-9. Other people suggest the machine pistol. It's really personal preference, but they're the two easiest to use pistols. So you'll run this on the back end. And then we'll get into whatever perk set you want to run. I run dead silent, so people don't hear my footsteps when I bot walk. Bot walking is essentially walking forward rather than running forward, so people can't hear you coming, because a lot of people play with headphones. Martyrdom, it's broken. It just drops a grenade when you die, and 19% of the time it kills somebody. 80% of the time it will hit somebody. So if you don't kill them, you're getting them weak, and it's pretty strong. Now, when you look at these wild cards, what wild cards you want to use? Bomber and tactical shift are kind of useless. Overkill is nice. If you can snipe, you might want to use that, and you don't have to use the pistol. Kill streak support, what this does is if you want to run persistence, right, you'll essentially just put on your persistence, put on whatever streaks you want, and you're almost guaranteed to get them in your game. As long as you get like 15 kills, you can get a wraps. So it's super cheesy, super easy. Now, skill overdrive is the one I would suggest for all the worst players, right? Because the operator skills are easier to use. They're also called specialists, whatever. So you'll run the two best ones, right? Your equalizer and the Tempest, or the equalizer and the death machine, and you'll just run those, and you'll probably get half your kills with those, right? And by having two specialists, you could literally come out of every game, and over half your kills be with the specialist, because generally they're all overpowered and broken generally. I personally, I suggest you use your two favorites, right? So if your two favorites happen to be the two best, then that goes perfectly. But like, I like the Annihilator, and then once I annihilate them, get them spawn trapped on frontline, then I shoot hives right outside their spawn, and then they'll die to that. So that's just how I like to do it. That's my strategy. Take it if you want to. Now, I'm going to explain why you want to play frontline and TDM. Hardpoint, S&D, domination, and control. These are the objective-based game modes that better players usually play, especially search and destroy and hardpoint. So you're not going to want to play those guys, because those guys are going to destroy you if you're not that good. So you don't want to end up in there on your way up. What you want to do is just take off hardpoint, search, dom, and control. Right, you get all those sweats out of there. Just play frontline and TDM. Right, very simple, straightforward modes. If you're not very good, then camp. Right, just sit in the corner and wait, and maybe you'll have a better player on your team that will carry you to victory, or at least you won't be costing, so you won't lose any points. Right, you may lose, but you won't lose any points. If you're a master, you'd have to be dead last to lose any points, and if you just get like 7 and 7 in master rank, you'll fly through that no problem. So that being said, avoid the sweaty game modes. Yes, frontline and TDM, that will give you a shorter multi-select bonus, but in turn, you'll be able to make up for that by winning games because you're playing worse players. More shitty players are in the frontline and TDM lobbies, right? So if you are a sweaty player looking to do this strategy, do the same thing, and you'll go in there against the bad players, and you'll be able to nuke them. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I do sometimes. So just giving out suggestions, tips, tricks These might help you guys hit legendary easier in the multiplayer side. Feel free to go check out my videos on how to hit legendary in BR while being AFK. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here.